It's better to own physical or digital gold, for example in form of exchange funds. Physical gold has always fascinated and attracted many investors because think, aside from real estate, it's the only traditional investment that you can still own physically and it has not been fully digitalized and you are not forced yet to trade it solely on the digital market. Let's take, for example, stocks and bonds. These assets have been now fully digitalized. In the past, there used to be physical certificates. You had a piece of paper to trade, hold and keep safe. But today, you don't own stock certificates anymore, and the only way to sell stocks and bonds, unless you do multi-million-dollar trades, is to open your broker and press the sell button. For gold, instead, we still have today both options, digital and physical gold. So let's have a look at what these two options are and what are their pros and cons. Let's start with digital gold. Though I find this term a bit misleading, I'll use it for this video to distinguish it from physical gold. In fact, by digital gold, I mean that what you buy is a sort of contract of ownership backed by actual gold stored in secure vaults. An example of these products are ETCs, Exchange Traded Commodities, and they are similar to Exchange Traded Funds, where each share has a portion of gold associated with it. By reading the prospectus of this very popular ETC, we read that each share represents 0.1 troy ounce. The troy ounce is the most popular unit of measurement for gold. But we also read that it's granted the physical ownership and the underlying physical gold is stored in secure vaults. So even if it's true that we do not physically own the gold, the company that issues this ETC is obliged to ensure that there is a one-to-one correspondence between the shares we own and the gold secured in their vaults to minimize the risk for their investors. Owning digital gold is very convenient, especially because buying and selling it requires only a few clicks. Digital gold is considered to be very liquid because we will be able to trade our shares very quickly. In fact, all these ETCs are commonly listed on the stock exchange with very high volumes. This means that a few seconds after our click, the sale will be successfully done, even if we are selling several tens of thousands euro worth. Regarding the holding aspect, we have no problems as these companies have secure vaults that are perfectly protected both against natural disaster and theft. Definitely safer than any standards we could ever imagine in our home to protect our physical gold. Very relevant is also the cost aspect. The costs for this type of products are very low. We are talking about figures ranging from 0.1% to 0.25% per year. These values covers insurance, management and holding cost. The only other additional cost to consider is the buying and selling fee, which depends on your broker. For some brokers like Trade Republic, you will find the affiliate link in the video description here below. The costs are very low. Only €1 for buying and selling and totally free if you set a recurrent saving plan. Another important advantage of the digital gold is also the possibility to trade fractional shares, a feature that almost no one thinks about when it comes to gold investments. If I own 100 shares, I can sell 50 or maybe 1, and some brokers allows also to sell less than 1 share, the so-called fractional shares. Physical gold, on the other hand, is not divisible. If we purchase a 10-gram bar, either we sell it entire or not. We have no other chance. I mean, we will not cut it in half and sell 5 grams only. Let's now analyze how the world of physical gold works. First of all, I will not consider here used gold like jewelry, necklaces, rings, bracelets, etc. because this is another market with other rules. I will also exclude antique coins and old gold watches because the value is more linked to the collector's aspects rather than the gold value per se. With physical gold, I mean only gold that from the very beginning is purchased with the idea of earning exclusively from the price of gold. We have here mainly gold bars of various sizes and weights and coins. Not ancient coins, of course, but effective currency like the Krugerrand, for example, the best known and most widespread gold coin in the world, which is also legal tender in the Republic of South Africa. If we wanted to trade physical gold, we can either choose physical shops or websites, and they usually give two options to the customers. The first and the most common, and is what I will analyze, is to receive gold at home or alternatively to pick it up directly in the shop. The second is to keep the gold in their vault with the option for customers to request it at any time. Let's start first with the two main advantages of the physical gold. The first one is what I like to call the apocalypse advantage. The supporters of physical gold often mention the importance of owning physical gold in an apocalyptic scenario like a devastating economic crisis or a terrible war. In these events, the digital system might either stop working or be severely restricted. Banking accounts might be frozen and not accessible anymore. The withdrawals might be limited or not possible, and the stock exchange and the brokers might not be operative. In this case, only what is physically available, like a cash or gold, could be at any value, and owning few grams of gold may save our lives for the first days, weeks, or maybe months. In this eventuality, we might have different scenarios. During World War II, for example, the trade of gold was limited, if not forbidden, by strict government policies worldwide, leaving the black market as one of the few avenues for private transactions. Individuals traded gold for essential goods, service, or safe passage, and in some cases, people used gold to bribe officials. In this case, having gold available might save our lives. On the other hand, in such a complex scenario, might also happen that trading gold could not be of interest for anyone, as the people might have other necessities and would not know what to do with it. Or we might just have nothing to buy with it. It's not given for granted that having gold will help us in this situation. Nobody can predict how events would unfold in such a scenario. This is precisely why, in my opinion, anyone who buys physical gold thinking it will provide safety in such circumstances, but then chooses to store it with an external company, is shooting himself in the foot. Who guarantees you that the company will be able to give you back your gold in such a tragic scenario? Laws may not be respected in these apocalyptic situations. The second advantage instead, that in my opinion is really valid, is the psychological advantage. Owning digital gold through a broker allows you to easily and constantly check its value, creating stress as the price fluctuates. Physical gold, on the other hand, requires more efforts to evaluate. You'd have to look up at the current market price and do the math based on the weight. This makes it less tempting to check constantly, leading to better investment discipline. Another advantage that is not among the most common, but I want to mention it anyway, is that physical gold can be given as a gift, and it's much more appealing than a certificate or a banknote. On the other hand, physical gold has the liquidity disadvantage. In fact, even though today it's easier to sell and buy physical gold, it's not easy as it is with the digital gold. If you need money immediately for an emergency, you might not be able to sell as much as you need, especially large quantities, unless you trade them for lower prices. Another disadvantage is that it's dangerous to hold the physical gold. Everything can happen: thieves, disaster, you might forget where you stored it. Really anything can happen. Sure, you can pay for a safety deposit box in the bank, which is absolutely advisable in a scenario like that, especially when the value starts to be important. But this comes also with a cost, and above all, it's very inconvenient. Moreover, the trading commissions for buying and selling in the physical shops are often not so clear, and there is a wide spread between the selling and the purchasing price that this company apply. I made my research and I found that the spread can vary from 5 to 8 up to 10% on the shops that you can find on the street. You might not agree, but unless you want to protect yourself from that pseudo-apocalyptic scenario, the physical gold loses from every point of view. So in my opinion, the best way to invest in gold is absolutely through an ETC. And you? What's your favorite way to own gold? Physical or digital? I'm very curious to read your comments here below. Introducing gold in my portfolio is also an opportunity that I'm seriously evaluating since a while, and I will probably start soon a saving plan. So if you are curious to see how I will rebalance my investments, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. If you like this video, you might also be interested to see what are the lessons I learned in 1 year of investing in this video here. Alright guys, thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye!